Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to episode 5. 12 Days of Cadence, episode 5. I am grateful that you are here. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. So glad to be up and awake this morning. I pray that you are glad to be up and awake as well. So I've been having a great time doing this. I don't have a great time getting up and getting prepared. I always leave something. Is something still on the printer? Is something, did I get my lipstick? You know what I mean? It's always something, but I am grateful. Good morning. Good morning, Janae. I am grateful that you guys are joining me today. Episode 5 of the 12 Days of Cadence. For those, if this is your first time joining me, what I'm doing is I've decided, I celebrate my birthday. I call it KDAY. It's December 12th, 12/12. So each year for maybe the past 3 or 4 years, I've decided that I would do 12 days of cadence. So it'd be all about cadence or kindness or caringness, giving to others, making sure that I am grateful and showing gratitude to other people. So this year, what I've added, each morning I come on, I try to do 6:30. I hadn't made 6:30 yet. Hadn't quite, it's 6:40 today, so I'm getting closer. But I come on every morning. I'm going to do it for 12 days up until my birthday and just talk about gratitude. I give you, good morning, Kim. I give you my gratitude thought of the day. I share from my gratitude list. Each morning I attempt to make a list of things that I'm grateful for before I start my day. So I make sure that I give you that. And then I share some of the things that you've sent me, whether you typed it in or you inboxed me. I try to share with you what others are grateful for. And then I give you the daily suggestion for the random act of cadence. So that's what I do each morning. So I am so glad that you have joined me. And I like to also ask you to share this video. So right now, as I share, I'm going to ask you to share as well. Go ahead and share it on other pages that you have on your own personal page. You can share it in other groups that you are a part of. So that's what I'm doing. I'm sharing it now on my Coach Karren page. I try to do that every morning. And this is episode 5 of gratitude. So let's jump right in. You know, I like to just get in there. So today, and someone mentioned yesterday that I didn't have I said I wear a t-shirt every day. I didn't have my t-shirt on. I was running late. I just grabbed what I could grab. So today, and I'm doing this on purpose. This one says, let me stand up. Excuse my Memphis attitude. Yes, God. Excuse my Memphis attitude. And I chose this shirt on purpose. I chose this one on purpose. And the reason why I chose this one is because today's topic is gratitude silences our ego. Gratitude silences our ego. You know, there are times in life when we all have an ego, but sometimes our ego gets the best of us. Sometimes our ego gets the best of us and we don't always notice it. We kind of drift and all of a sudden we're way out in left field. And sometimes you feel more arrogant. Sometimes you feel more judgmental. You feel overly consumed with what other people think of you. And it's in those times, that's because your ego has gone unchecked. It's because your ego has gone unchecked. Like I said, it happens to all of us. We all deal with, or we all should deal with, our ego. And one way to keep our ego in check is by living in gratitude. Being grounded in gratitude allows you the power to manage your ego and still enjoy the fruits of your being. It allows you to manage your ego, but still enjoy and be grateful for what God has gifted you. You know, you are genuinely grateful. You are genuinely grateful when your ego gets out of the way. You are genuinely grateful when your ego gets out of the way. When you're appreciating something, your ego takes a back seat. You can't have your attention on your ego and on gratitude at the same time. You can't do that. See, gratitude is the greatest way to silence the ego. Gratitude empowers you to get out of your own way and because our ego is directed by our own desires. Our ego is directed by our own desires. It's literally fueled by what we want. You know, we live in a world that's all about me, myself, and I. We live in a world that's all about me, myself, and I, and no one is immune to that. But as I learned, hear me, as I learned to embrace gratitude as a lifestyle, when I learned to embrace gratitude as a lifestyle and really, really practice gratefulness, it forced me to deal with my own selfishness. Gratefulness forces you to deal with your own selfishness. I see you clicking the hearts. I see you. That normally means I'm touching a place. Gratefulness forces you to deal with your own selfishness. You know, I learned that it's not all about what I want. I hate to be the one to tell you, sugar, it's not always about what you want. Gratitude teaches you that things will not always go your way, but it makes you okay with it. Gratitude teaches you that things will not always go your way, but it makes you okay with it. Your ego is not okay with it, but your gratitude makes you okay with it. Gratitude assures you no matter what you go through in life, that something good will come from it. No matter what you go through in life, something good will come from it. All things work together for what? Good. When you are grateful, your gratitude assures you that something good will come from whatever it is that you're facing. You'll start losing that me perspective and you'll gain more of the we perspective. You know, gratitude opens your heart. It unleashes the true power of love because we want to be God's love. We want to represent and embrace God's love. So gratitude unleashes that true power of love. Gratitude silences your ego and destroys the seed of selfishness. Silences your ego and destroys the seed of selfishness. The ego says, I deserve this. Gratitude says, this is a blessing. Ego says, I deserve it. Ego says, I'm entitled to this. Ego says, I'm supposed to have this. You know, there is nothing, hear me, there is nothing more frustrating than giving someone a gift. Giving someone a gift who feels like they deserve it. There is nothing more frustrating than giving someone a gift and they feel like they deserve it. It kills the joy of giving. It kills the joy of giving. And sometimes it makes you decide that I don't want to be generous to this person. I don't want to give them anything else. You know what I mean? Be for real. You like, you know what? They coming off the list this year. I'm not giving them anything because they're never grateful. They feel like I'm supposed to do it and I'm not doing it anymore. We like, yeah, scratch them off the list. But it makes me wonder if that's the way God sees us. It makes me wonder if we block our own blessings because we are ungrateful for the things that God gives. Our ego, hear me, our ego says we deserve what we're praying for. That's what our ego tells us. You deserve what you're praying for. Baby, you worked hard. You were obedient. You paid your tithes. You deserve it. And when the blessing is released and we look at it through the lens of our ego, that's entitlement. That's not gratitude. That's entitlement and not gratitude. I wonder, hear me, my God, I wonder if that ungratefulness is delaying what you're praying for now. I wonder if that ungratefulness, if that spirit of entitlement is delaying what you're praying for now. If your unchecked ego is why you are no longer a conduit for God's gifts, you are no longer a conduit for God's favor. If your unchecked ego is why you're no longer getting, you're delaying the things that you're praying for. You don't have it yet because God knows you won't act right when you get it. Whew. Ooh, help us to be grateful, God. Help us to be grateful. Help us to be grateful. Somebody just typed that. Help me to be grateful. Help me to be grateful. Help me to be grateful. I don't want to miss. I don't want you to miss what God has for you because your ego goes unchecked. Gratitude silences the ego. That's the thought for the day. That's the gratitude thought for the day. I'll move on at this point to something else because I feel like I'm supposed to pray right now. I don't know. I just feel like you're supposed to open the doors of the church. I don't know. But just type that. I see you type that. Help me to be grateful. Help me to be in everything, for everything. Help me to be grateful. That's the thought. That was good. You know it's good when you teach yourself while you're teaching. You know it's good. And you know what? When I do seminars and workshops, one of the things that we do, instead of them saying amen, because one day a young lady told me, she said, you dropping nuggets like bombs. So what we started saying was boom. Whenever a nugget dropped and it dropped for you and you felt it down in your shundo, you said boom. I believe that was a boom moment. That you ought to type boom for that. That was a boom moment. You don't have it yet. Because God knows you won't act right when you get it. Whew. Boom. Guys, I see you, Keisha. Okay, so that's my gratitude thought. So every morning I share the gratitude thought. Then I share with you something from my gratitude list. I try to every morning do 10 things that I'm grateful for. It's not always easy. But before I start my day, because it aligns my thoughts with gratitude, it aligns my thoughts with being grateful for the day, and it helps me to check my ego early in the morning. So today's list. Oh, the first thing I'm thankful for, the first thing I'm grateful for. I see y'all still typing boom. You're still typing boom. I see you. The first thing I'm grateful for today is I would say my little brother, but he's 6'8". So I guess he's my younger brother. Today is my younger brother's birthday. Today is Bobby's birthday. Bobby Todd Jr., happy birthday. I'm grateful for him. I am grateful that today is his birthday. We are 10 years apart. And I don't know if I was grateful when he was born because I was the baby for 10 years. I was concerned with what my parents were thinking about bringing this other child. But anyway, now I'm grateful. So happy birthday to my brother. The other thing that I wanted to share, I am grateful that God allows me to be three-dimensional. Let me see if I can explain that. I'm not sure. It made perfect sense. It made perfect sense when I typed it this morning. God allows me to be three-dimensional. I'm not locked in a box. Hear me. I'm not in this box. I'm not in this preacher box. You know what I'm saying? That I get to be three-dimensional. I get to be all of who God created me to be. I don't have to, if you just look on YouTube or you just look on my page sometimes and you see the preaching, it's always the hype part. It's always the end of the sermon when the organ comes in, and that seems one-dimensional. That's all of who I am. I'm grateful for doing Facebook Live now for the past few days because you get to see the whole me. You get to see silly, you get to see fun, you get to see preach, whatever those things are. Oh, wait a minute. Everybody pause. My brother just joined. He missed me wishing him happy birthday. So now I just saw his name pop up. So everybody tell Bobby happy birthday. Yeah. Okay. So while you do that, I'll keep going. I am grateful that God allows me to be three-dimensional. Sometimes when you share all of who you are, it makes people uncomfortable. They would rather you stay in the lane that makes them comfortable. If they need you to be at a certain status in life, they want you to stay there. And when you excel, when you do more, when you decide that you want more, then it makes them uncomfortable. So they want to pull you back to where they are, because if you go up, it shows them that they're not doing all that they can to go up. You know what I mean? Misery loves company. They want you to stay in the pity party with them. So I am grateful that God has approved of me being my whole self, which means that I don't need man's permission. If God approves, I don't need anybody else's permission. So that was one of the things that I was grateful for this morning. Grateful for God allowing me to be my whole self. So I was grateful for friends who bring opportunities to me. I was grateful for my number 5 was rain, because at some point in the middle of the night, I woke up and I heard the rain, and I was grateful for the rain. You know, we say now that people that aren't grateful for the rain don't have a seed in the ground. So this morning I was grateful for the rain. So I've shared my gratitude thought. I've shared a few things from my gratitude list. And lastly, well, not lastly, the next thing that I do is I like to share the things that you tell me that you're grateful for. So always type in, as we're going, type in the things that you're grateful for. Make sure that you inbox me or whatever, because what I want to do is I always want to share live the next day the things that you say that you're grateful for. We're spreading love and kindness. This is all about gratitude. So I share what I'm grateful for, and I want to share what you're grateful for. So here are a few of the things that people sent me. Now, I had 2 in my inbox. And when I woke up this morning, it said that my messenger was not available. So I wasn't able to get Carla's. I wasn't able to get Dewana's. I saw them yesterday, but I wasn't able to copy them. So I'll make sure I share those tomorrow. But here we go. This is what I have. Yeah, I see you, Kim. Rain only matters for those who have a seed in the ground. Okay. Things that others were grateful for. Tasha Mack said, I am super grateful. That's real grateful. That's grateful with a cape on it, baby. I am super grateful for God blessing me to be on my job for 11 years. She's grateful for God blessing her to be on her job for 11 years. Congratulations for your 11-year anniversary on your job. Antoine said, I am grateful for opportunities and for God's guidance. Grateful for opportunities and for God's guidance. You know, sometimes we get opportunity and we don't allow God to guide us, and we miss the opportunity. So I hear you. He said, I'm grateful for opportunities and for God's guidance. He'll open the door and sometimes he'll close the door. So we need to make sure that we stay in tune and in line with what God is doing. Latoya Pryor said she's grateful for a new day, and she was grateful for yesterday's message. Grateful for a new day. Grateful for yesterday's message. NECA. I was glad NECA came in. NECA said, I'm grateful for this season in my life. You know, sometimes we aren't always grateful for what we're going through, but she said, I'm grateful for this season in my life. Sometimes it gets tough, but I believe that God is either working something in us or working something out of us. So even in those tough times, we should be grateful. Margot said, that's my girl. Margot said, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be alive. And I'm not going to tell you her whole testimony because we don't have time. What I will say is that she's been ill. And I remember going to see her at the hospital. And for some reason, you go to see people and they are a blessing to you. I went to see Margot. She ministered to me. She encouraged me. I thought I was there to bless her. And then we prayed. The nurse came in while we were praying, and she came on in with us. But it was a beautiful time. Margot, I absolutely love you. I love your spirit. I'm grateful for you. Margot said, I'm grateful to be alive. Then Rakisha said a whole lot of stuff. If you go back to my wall, Rakisha wrote a book on my wall. Rakisha was grateful, baby. She had some stuff to say. It was good. So if you get the chance, go read it. It's good. But I picked out some stuff from it. Rakisha said she was grateful for the confirmation from yesterday's video. She's grateful for growth and consistency, and grateful to God for just being awesome. Grateful to God for just being awesome. So that's a few of some of the things that you were grateful for. So I've shared my gratitude thought. I've shared some of the things that I'm grateful for. I've shared some of the things that you are grateful for. Always want to remember to give you the suggestion for the day. So what I do for the 12 days of Cadence, every day, I suggest something that you can do to show your gratitude. You don't have to do it. It's a suggestion. You can do whatever you want to do. I just want you to spread some love and cadence. That's all I want you to do is spread the gratitude. We want to live a life, even beyond the 12 days. We want to live a lifestyle of gratefulness. So today's day 5, the suggestion is to say thank you to those who have a thankless job. You know, the first thing we were taught prayerfully growing up is to say thank you. when your mother, your parent, someone older than you handed you something when you were a child, and the first thing they said is, "What are you going to say?" And you would remember and say, "Thank you." So there is a response when people give something to you. There is a response when somebody gifts you something. So we want to say thank you to those that normally have a thankless job, whether it's the housekeeping staff where you work, whether it's, I don't know, the mailman, a police officer, it could be your pastor, I don't know. But we want to say thank you to people who have a thankless job. So that's the challenge for today. And I also want to remind you of Empower Exchange. I want to remind all my sisters of Empower Exchange. Empower Exchange is the gift that I give to the women in the community of Memphis. And what we do is we'll get together on my birthday. And I have the awesome pleasure of having some great women, some very influential women in corporate America, in nonprofit sector, in ministry, very influential women that will come together and be mentors. So Empower Exchange is a speed mentoring series like speed dating. So you get to sit with someone for 5 to 7 minutes and ask them whatever question you have to ask about marketing, about your brand. And then I'll say time's up, and then you'll go to the next person. So it's amazing. I want you to come and share that with me. That's on December 12th. You go to my website, KarrenTodd.com, 2 R's in Karren. Karren Todd, you're welcome, Deborah. KarrenTodd.com and register. That's all you have to do. It's absolutely free. It's my gift to you. There'll be vendors. There'll be food because food is a part of my ministry. So it'll be a great time. It'll be at Crosstown Concourse, December 12th at 6:30 p.m. I want you to come and glean from these women. They are making waves in Memphis. And I know that God has gifted you the capacity to do the same thing. Sometimes we just need a push. Sometimes we need that one missing link. And I'm bringing these women together to give you that push, to give you that missing link. So Empower Exchange, December 12th, Crosstown Concourse at 6:30. I believe that's all I have. I've shared with you the gratitude thought. It was good. If you missed the gratitude thought, when I stop talking, replay. Sometimes your blessing is in the rewind. Replay. Today's gratitude thought was how gratitude silences our ego. And it blessed me. So I pray that it blesses you as well. Make sure you share this. You can share it now. Share it on your pages, the groups that you're in. Share it everywhere. It's being a blessing. I'm seeing people that are commenting all day on the live videos because somebody shared it and they're commenting on the blessing that it was to them. So don't keep it to yourself. I want us to be able to share the gratitude. So share this. Also share with me what you're grateful for. You can type it in now. You can inbox me. I want to know what you're grateful for because I want to share it with others. It's not about bragging on what God has done. It's about literally sharing love. And sometimes you say something that you're grateful for, and the person that's listening or the person that's watching says, "You know what? You are absolutely right. I'm grateful too." So we want to share gratitude. So that's all I have. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I want you to have an amazing Tuesday. I pray that it is productive. I pray that whatever you are supposed to accomplish, you accomplish. And I speak that God is going to do something that blows your mind today. And when it happens, you'll say, "That ain't nobody but God." You know how Big Mama said, "Baby, that ain't nobody but God." So I thank you for joining me. Yeah, that's all I have. Have a great day. Have an absolutely amazing Tuesday. And don't forget to share the video. Have a good day.